Hey guys, welcome back to Diving Deep in Thought. You're here with Elias, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about the concept of delayed gratification. What is it? Why it's important that we do it? And when do we really get benefits? If we're constantly delaying our gratification, will we ever reach a point in our lives where we benefit from it? So today I'm going to tell you what delayed gratification is first. Delayed gratification is the temporary sacrifice of an instant impulse decision you may make now that'll give you short-term happiness or short-term pleasure opposed to long-term joy. So short-term pleasures are like, sugary foods or, binge watching TV, anything that makes you feel good in the instant. But if you thought about it just a little bit deeper than face value, you probably regret doing it, or you would consider it as wasting time or not pushing you toward a bigger, more meaningful goal in the future that you would want to get to. Another thing would be binge spending, just buying online all the time rather than putting money aside that can be compounded on a daily basis and maybe form even a passive income, which, you could benefit from. You don't have to move a finger and you get paid for it. So it's really important we take all this into account. But the first step is to be aware of what we're doing. If we're not aware of what we're doing, we can't change anything. So there's no point just thinking about it. You literally got to document what you're doing. And the best way to do that is to break your day down. So you break your day down into the actions and habits that you perform, whether you want to break it down from, waking up throughout the day, afternoon, evening, and then obviously night. So you want to break that down. And what you do is you break down your actions and your habits and you figure out what ones you can change. And obviously you don't want to change your whole day or whole routine. People do this daily makeover where they get their daily activities for one day and then they, full on revamp them and change them all up. That doesn't work. Drastic change is not what you should be going for. You should write out your daily actions or habits, and then from there, you change one thing every few days or 1 week, because they're habits. They take long to form. They're going to take a bit of time to unform or to change them and replace them. So it's a time-consuming process, but it's about being aware, putting in the effort, and that change will happen. So why should we undergo delayed gratification? The main reason we should undergo delayed gratification is because life is long-term. We tend to think of life as this instant. I need something now. And what tends to happen is you feed your cravings. Now, when you feed your cravings with these short-term decisions that you're making, all you're doing is delaying the time between thoughts or time between actions, because you've got too much time. You have too much time, so you're filling time with all these sugary foods, junk food, watching TV excessively, going on social media excessively, spending on online shopping to make you feel. And what tends to happen is, because you're not putting in actions that are fulfilling, that are time consuming, and you haven't scheduled out your day, in the extra time you have, you're wasting it to fill that time rather than being bored. And then you follow for these lower order decision making options. So it's really important that we fill out our day. So by writing a routine from morning to night till you sleep, by writing out a routine, a rough guide, probably every hour in 1 hour blocks, that basically states what you're going to do throughout the whole day. So it could be something like wake up at 6 a.m., do some gratitude exercises or pray or meditate, then have breakfast, get ready, brush your teeth, then leave for work, and in that time slot of work, figure out activities that you will think will effectively make tomorrow easier. What we're doing is making tomorrow easier. That's what this does. By making today easy now, tomorrow is going to be harder. The work has to come now or later, but you can't escape the work because progress is directly proportionate to effort and consistency. So if effort and consistency aren't placed on a particular action throughout your day, that action won't grow. It just will not grow. Think about it in terms of your health, in terms of knowledge, in terms of your social skills. Anything that you don't practice on a daily basis over time will atrophy. And because we're living life on a daily basis, day to day, what tends to happen is if you don't master your habits on a daily basis, these compound and get out of control. So it's best to control your day. Once you control your day and you have a good level of control over your activities throughout the day and awareness of time, then your week will set up itself, your month and years, and what that'll do is it'll set you up to get closer to your goals. You're basically aimed at a long-term goal, but you're acting on it daily. So it's important to do that. So delayed gratification is going without for now in order to get a bigger payday later. So we can do that with activities such as reading, which will improve your perspective on life, your knowledge, especially reading in an area that you may be passionate about. And if you're passionate about a particular area, that may be another source of your income, source of your service. It could be service to others. It could be something that instigates another ability within you. So this is something that's drawing out of you. A lot of the things we do for delayed gratification is action. We're taking action and effort and intention. The instant gratification stuff is not action related, it's reaction related. So the stimulus is smashing us with all these sources of joy, happiness, dopamine. And what tends to happen is we keep reacting. So it doesn't really give us a chance to grow. You're not necessarily growing by reacting. Think about your day on social media or binge eating or not exercising. What does your day consist of? It consists of just absorbing information from around you. And when you get bored, you find sources. So you're not in control. Your day controls you. In order for you to control your day, you need to take a conscious effort to know what you are doing and how long that is taking you. And then that way, in that day, you can pack more into each day. When you write a routine, you'll be surprised how much spare time you have. And in that spare time, don't fill it in ways that feeds your ego. Don't try to impress people, Impress yourself. Do something for yourself. In your spare time, go for a half an hour walk, which will open your mind, increase your social skills, obviously make you fitter. You'll experience the real world and you will overcome your social anxiety just by doing something so simple. And if it's so simple and we don't do it, what does that tell us? That means there's so many barriers and thoughts in our mind that are anchoring us back and making us incapable. And this is one of the simplest skills that anybody can do. So the benefits of delayed gratification are obviously going to come in tomorrow. But in doing that, what tends to happen is when you start seeking more from yourself and expecting more from yourself and increasing your responsibility, the world naturally hands you more responsibility when you're ready. So you'll only get more responsibility when you take on more tasks and you take on more obligations in your life. And one of the quotes that reinforces this is, if you have too much power, you'll abuse it. And if you have too much money, you will lose it. And these are two things, money and power. Even though you may get them and you haven't built the habits to maintain them, they will dwindle through your fingers because you weren't worthy of them and it wasn't handed to you in a rightfully ethical, honest way through hard work, determination, and personal progress. We shouldn't be out here trying to gain gratification from everyone else. We should earn it. and it'll be repaid in that way. So this is my video for today. I hope you can find ways of sacrificing something today in order to get a bigger payday tomorrow. The analogy would be like planting a fruit tree. You plant the fruit tree today, the seed. That is the thought. The seeds are the thoughts are the seeds of every action. So you plant the seed today. Then the nourishment, which is the sun, the soil, and the water, is your habits. And these are things that you must do every single day. The growth of the tree, which it's got to penetrate through the ground and soar through the sky, is your progress. And your progress has to be related to your ability to put in effort and consistency. That's all it is, effort and consistency. As long as you do that, you will progress because you will learn to grow. And once we do that, the pruning is all the minor adjustments, the minor tweaks on a daily basis that we've got to make in order to be more efficient. Now we're talking about efficiency, and now we're growing, but we're refining that. And this is very important, efficiency, because we're trying to master an art. Efficiency is doing more activity in less time. So then you become more time oriented. So first you're activity oriented, and you're not you're filling up that hour to do a certain task, but after some time that task will take less than an hour. And if you do that for multiple tasks, you fit more in your day and you become a more valuable person to yourself and others. And the last thing is, after you do all these, you get the fruits. This is what you were waiting for. The fruits are the actual motivation and the results. And the fruits are for life. The fruit tree doesn't stop giving you fruits. It keeps giving you fruits till it matures. And then guess what? When it matures and you've reached that level of success, you level up again and you plant another tree. But even though you've got just the fruits, that's not all you got. You also got shade because the tree's grown. You've got stability. Nobody can, push you over. And you've penetrated the sky and the soil so much that you've actually created a presence, and being this big tree that you see today opposed to that little seed. So just imagine if you planted that seed 5 years ago, what type of tree would you have today? What type of significance and influence would you have on the world today, where birds and people and everyone can just be inspired by you? And by the way, they convert carbon dioxide to oxygen. So that is a really neat skill that we need, because we can't live without oxygen for a few minutes. So they're so valuable. And so are we, if we direct our attention toward things that'll make us better. Thanks for listening to this video, guys. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and share with somebody else who you think would need something like this. Thank you, guys.